Out of all the video game genres to emerge and blow up over the last few years, there's one that stands at the very top: Souls-likes. Or specifically today, we'll be touching on the actual Soulsborne games by FROMSOFTWARE, and in this video, we'll hopefully find the answer as to why Souls games are so addicting. So, let's get the ball rolling. The first thing that anyone mentions when talking about any Soulsborne game is difficulty, and I don't blame them. These games are fucking hard. But that's the beauty of them. They're made with this in mind, and I'll prove it. You see, these games started something that not many games preceding them did, which was having no difficulty option, just one throughout the whole game. Which meant that if you were stuck on a boss or certain area, FromSoft said, cry me a river, your ass, just get good. Which was a very radical approach compared to a lot of the big games that came out at the time of Demon's Souls release. This get good approach since has become a staple of these games and is a driving factor in what motivates people to play them, including myself, to which I've beaten Sekiro, Dark Souls 1 and 3, Elden Ring, and Bloodborne. We don't talk about DS2 or Demon's Souls in this house. The difficulty in these games should be a turn-off to most people, in theory. I mean, taking 6 hours to beat one boss doesn't sound like a very strong incentive to keep playing, except it's somehow the opposite case. The feeling you get when finally beating a boss that's taken you a business week to beat through nothing but blood, sweat, tears, and 5 white monsters is a euphoria that no other game can give you, and Miyazaki knows that. The world within each Souls game and Miyazaki's unconventional approach to storytelling also adds another layer of interest. See, most games follow a traditional linear approach to storytelling, with the game providing more details through its cutscenes as you play along. However, in a Souls game, world building and the depth regarding the understanding of events and characters depend almost entirely on the player and their exploration through the world, item descriptions, and NPC dialogue. This alone creates a deep incentive to spend time playing the game and discover new things about the world that you didn't know before, which oftentimes gets rewarded to you in the form of items or a secret boss that ends up being the hardest and most bullshit boss in the entire fucking game. The areas within each game tell a story in themselves too. Just look at Lane Dell in Elden Ring. Just walking through the area for 5 seconds immediately tells you that a great war of some kind happened here, with destruction and bodies littered all over the place, giving you, the player, more insight yet more questions about the world of the game and the overall narrative. Souls games also excel in the art design aspect as well, which is something FromSoft clearly puts more attention towards over just straight graphics. I mean, if we're being honest, the actual graphical fidelity of Souls games isn't anything like a God of War or a Red Dead Redemption 2, other than maybe the Demon's Souls remake, but this actually works in their favor. Now, I'm not saying that Souls games have bad graphics by any means, I'm just pointing out that they're often not to the level of a lot of other AAA titles in recent history. And yet, even without that, FromSoft still receives nothing but praise for their visuals. And this is due to their strong focus on art design and making each game have a unique feel and visual aesthetic separate from one another. Just looking at a second of footage from any of these games, I can easily tell apart the DS3s, to the Elden Rings, to the Sekiros, which just shows how good FromSoft are at visual design. Elden Ring specifically perfects a different aspect to these games that they're also pretty well regarded for, this being replayability and variety. If you've ever played a Souls game before, you know that besides Sekiro, you can choose a starting class that biases a certain playstyle or stat that is encouraged to be built upon and refined throughout your playtime. However, many Souls games, including Elden Ring, provide you with the option to respec later on, allowing you to swap all your stat points around while maintaining your current level, essentially letting you change your build entirely. This allows for a completely different gameplay experience. You can even do combo builds, like a Dex Intelligence build or a Strength and Faith build, comboing strong melee attacks with magic. This allows each person that plays to have their own specialized playstyle, giving players the option to make every run different or keep it the same if they like. This non-linear and play your own way approach to the game gives players agency, truly making players feel like it's their journey and that it's them traversing these vast, strange worlds. This very idea is the backbone of every Souls game, and since its success, has spawned its very own genre called Souls-likes, many of which have been quite successful in their own right, like Lies of P, Neo, Black Myth Wukong, and of course probably the most successful of them all, Hollow Knight and Silksong. So look, I hope I was able to give even a semi-acceptable answer into how these games gravitate us toward them so much and make us so addicted to them. And honestly, this isn't even scratching the surface. If I talked about absolutely everything, we'd probably be sitting here for a couple weeks. Now, if you're someone that hasn't played a Soulsborne or Souls-like game yet, just know you're severely missing out on some of the greatest games of all time, in my opinion. And I strongly recommend you at least give one a try and just watch your eyes be opened by how peaked they are. Anyway, with that said, have a great day and happy doom scrolling.